Welcome to the conversation stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's mad at the moment because there's no secure jobs and they're making a lot of cuts.
And to make matters worse, though, for as an employer, even if you want to hire, the national contributions now, like they're higher than before. So you got to think, do I risk taking someone on?
Yeah, someone new.
Adding more, the overheads are just adding up. It doesn't make sense being in business anymore at that stage. So, like I see it in my workplace, like apprentices and that we don't even recruit that many apprentices before because businesses can't take as many apprenticeships. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's one of those ones, especially in this area. Like we live in an industrial area.
Yes, yeah,
Borough's super industrial. There's loads of engineering companies that will usually take 10, 20 at a time. But now we're at a stage whereby these companies can't afford to do that. And these are big brands as well, So it's
really.
not just the small ones, massive ones as well. So
So
it's a sad
essentially,
times.
if we're industrial like sector,
Yeah.
but yeah, we don't have that many industrial jobs. What are people doing? Having to look for work
Every,
elsewhere.
yeah, I mean the biggest thing as well that you keep hearing, where it contradicts itself, is that there's a skills gap in many areas. Now, for that skill gap to be bridged, that means the company themselves need to invest in people, either already existing there to upskill them to a certain level, or you go and recruit new people to give them experience, i.e., the younger people who are.
Yeah,
I think unemployment now is high. I don't know quite the numbers, but all I know is it's higher than when we were
yeah,
young, and
we
that
were
was during
here.
a recession as well.
I know.
You got to remember.
I think I
So
heard recently they said unemployment has gone higher between 18 to 20 something year olds.
hmm
Like there's so many of them out of jobs,
hmm
which is
and
yeah,
the mad thing is you can go get a qualification. Let's say I was use university as an example, because obviously our background. That's what
yeah,
you've got to do. Do you know what I mean? Go get your degrees. But however, some of them are becoming irrelevant now. So you finish your degree. How many people do you know that have got certificate just plastered on the wall but have never used their degree?
too
Because
many,
you
too
need
many.
experience. So how do I acquire this experience without being given the chance in the first place? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's a sad one, really. Yeah.
it's it is tough out there. Like even like I said with degrees,
Mm.
there are too many people who once you're in, like let's say NHS for example, I will give them that.
Yeah,
Once
yeah,
you're
yeah.
in,
They're good.
you can then start working on your degree,
It's
and
that makes
on
more
top of
sense.
that,
That makes more sense
yeah,
because you're still acquiring experience whilst learning at the same
yeah,
time. So by the time you finish your qualification, you've already gained the experience throughout the time. That's why I think through that's why almost in the NHS people think they're guaranteed a job
yeah,
because you do placement anyway, which is experience on its own right. So by the time you finish, you're more guaranteed.
to get some.
As opposed to other industries, it's very competitive, very competitive.
Obviously not getting into your work, but do you use, because one thing I've always said, why don't they do more degree apprenticeships? But then someone says it's the money side of things to do a degree apprenticeship with the full levy backed,
Yes, so
rather
that's
than going to uni then owing that money.
exactly. That's another thing that you mentioned as well, because a lot of people don't know about the levy,
Yeah,
and it's one of those things now. Smaller companies who can't afford, who don't have the big budgets, they can actually borrow the levy from other companies that don't use them. That's
oh,
what people aren't aware of. So you can't afford to take on an apprentice at this moment in time. But okay, there's a pot that's existing there that you just apply for, and you can get a levy to spend either on commercial training to upskill people, or if you like, gain new talent and get an apprenticeship. So it's one of those things, especially when I speak to people from the community who don't have access to that information.
yeah,
These are the things I'm trying to give them, like your local authorities as well. They had the places to go to. That's where the funding is.
yeah.
If you can get into those circles, go on networking, it's the boring stuff, isn't it?
I know
But
it's you have to, yeah,
that's where you get all the information and you make connections whilst you're there as well, which will lead you into better prospects and opportunities. Like for me, I've only known through my current role because I never used to go to these things. But
yeah, but yeah.
to be fair, some of them are pointless. It's what do you call it? It's a lot of brown nosing.
No, no, it is. No, it is. It's true, but
To be
it's like
fair, without using
no,
bad
that is true
language.
because
Yeah.
if you don't do that and
Mm,
you want, like, if you want to look into these things and these parts in your business to
yeah.
do well, especially when you live under a struggling local authority.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
let's be honest. Like
Struggle is
in a
real.
deficit, right?
Struggle is real.
You're going to have to find loopholes to get access to that pot. But no,
But
it's brutal.
it's brutal, especially for the SMEs. It's a struggle. Like you could have the best idea right now, but trying to launch it
Oh, it's hard.
these days,
Startups is like they're putting a restraint on anything.
mate. Like right now, there's especially within the digital sector, because I think there's a something called Launchpad
Oh yeah,
through
yeah, yeah.
the T-side Uni. I think a lot of businesses do had a bit of success through that, but now in terms of starting up, it's good, but then expanding the next stage where you think, okay, I've started now, but now I need to make some real income to
Yeah,
grow the
it's
company. That's where the challenges are, because to try and recruit new people, you need the
you need
funds.
the funds.
And that's where it's tacky. So,
Like from the get go, you need the funds. Like you
hmm
said, if you were a bit of brown nose and go into these networks, you
yeah,
might stumble upon
yeah,
someone who's there who
yeah,
has the funds but just
yeah,
need the talent.
yeah. Because essentially, with business, most of it's to do with it's you're solving a problem.
Yeah,
So if you can go to the network events and identify to say, okay, you meet a few people and say, I can solve this problem that you have for you. In return, you gain something, and they're gaining something off you as well. So it's always there's always an exchange, whether it's currency,
yeah,
relationships, whatever. There's always an exchange. It's always transactional. So, but those are the spaces where you need to be. Where you need to be, and as well, it gives you what's the word I'm looking for here? Forecast. You can forecast what's coming.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
So, you know, within the next 2 3 years in my area, this is going to be where the thing, where the next curve is going to go. Whether it's digitally or is it the health sector, you know where the boom is going to come out from, so you
So
can
you
take
can
advantage of
prepare.
that
Yeah,
early before everyone else takes advantage and it's saturated. So yeah.
yeah, that would make a lot of sense actually.
Mm.
I feel like things are different. Like things are way different. Like we grew up. Like for example, back in the day when we were kids,
Oh,
everything's so moving so
where
fast.
do I start? Like
Like
we've got kids,
yeah,
and I feel like that's the best example to look at. Do you know what I mean? You've got two little girls, I've got two little boys, and I look at how they interact with each other in terms of like when they go call for each other and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like my son and his friends have only just adjusted to that recently. They call out for each other, but before it was like a big task for him. Like, what do I do? I'm like, mate, just go and knock. His parents will probably answer the door. Make sure you greet them nicely. You're not rude, and then ask if your mate is coming out. It's as simple as that. But for them, because they haven't grown up with that structure, like you
yeah.
said, digitally, everything is online. Do you know what I mean? Like my son plays certain games with his football teammates right now, and when I hear them talking, right, on Fortnite, whatever, mate, communication's excellent. Now we'll go to the football pitch, for an example. Silence.
Nada, nothing.
Silence. Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's nothing there. Not even like a little gesture. It's just silence.
no,
Like the
no,
communication is difficult for them because of the digital devices. Do you
no.
know what I mean? So,
That's a good point because
mm,
I was gonna say one thing I was just thinking about back in the day. We
mm,
had MSN, we had the MySpace.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, do you think that gave us a little more confidence online to be someone? Because I feel like we had half and half. We were
yeah.
online where on MSN we spoke
Because
to people,
the way
but
the
we
way,
also met up with them.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
nowadays, kids are fully on COD. That's the way of communication. It's like there's
It's
no two way.
it's
It's either
digitally. It's all
digital.
digital.
That's it.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
all
in person
digital.
anymore.
It's all digital. Well, as another, I know we're going off the topic a bit, but another segue to that, the alcohol industry, as an example, is suffering
Yeah.
right now, suffering because this new generation, because they're not as social, they're not going to pubs as much anymore, they're not clubbing as much anymore,
Oh
they're not
yeah.
drinking as much anymore. So therefore, the money is gone elsewhere. Now, if I can look at our generation, I know the drinking started a lot earlier, as more than some would like to admit.
Yeah.
A
Definitely.
lot
hundred
earlier. Do you know
percent.
what I mean? I know people getting Asbos for the Frosty Jacks, Lambrini.
Lamborghini.
Those brands come to mind straight away. Do you know what I mean? That's where we all started from. That was our staple before the Hennies.
What was the first drink you had when you were a kid? Your
Lambrini,
first Lamborghini. Oh,
Lambrini, and
bros, White Star. What mine was White Star.
damn
It blew me off. I swear.
you were with the chavs.
Yeah.
You were with the chavs. That was their staple. The chavs, yeah. White Lightning, Frosty Jacks. Then they would graduate to the Lambrini after that. There's the Lambrini Cherry as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Lambrini Cherry. I upgraded to that, but then after that, I slowly went up to a Foster's. Fosters.
Remember, have you ever went as far as Grants? I remember Grants. I don't
Grants.
know why.
Grants. You know what it is, yeah? I think that comes from the family functions.
Yeah.
And the uncles are always there with the grants, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it goes down easy with a lemonade. Do you know what I mean? Grants.
What know what the problem with that though? I
Yeah.
swear we were like just over 18, right? We're drinking Grant straight because we've got our elders and our brothers and stuff. They're drinking it straight. We've got the weighing about 8 kg or so. Our body weight we just couldn't hack it.
It's not the same.
Nah.
But you know what? In saying that, there's some small brothers out there with nothing on them that can outdrink almost anyone, and I've seen it happen. I've seen it. One of them is my boys. It's the slimmest one out of all of us, but this man can sip still. He outdrink all of us. I think either
Yeesh.
you've got it or you don't.
You don't have it in you.
Yeah, either you've got it or you don't.
Yeah, I think the alcohol industry has stuck them because if this generation is not drinking, it's not socializing,
They're
we're
not.
online.
Yeah, to be fair, they do socialize, but in a different way. These lot, I feel like they're a lot more health and well-being
Yeah, I
in that
feel like
sector.
it's a big thing now.
Health and well-being, mental health. Like I remember, like now, anyone with sort of any mental, what you'd consider mental health issues,
Yeah,
people now wear it. I feel like they wear it proudly, like a badge of honor.
yeah.
Whereas when we were in school,
It
like
was
if it
it was taboo.
the stigma attached to it was always bad. Do you know what I mean? Like some people couldn't open up in school to say they need help with this
Yeah,
because of that. But I think now that is changed positively. I think as well, because I remember because I went to school in Zim from grade 1 to 3, 4, right? And I remember there was always a special class, and they called it this special class. Do you
y-
know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah.
And the good thing what confidence damage that does to a kid.
I know, especially
The special
namely the
class,
special
the
class.
special class, bro. Like so, the stigma was high. Then obviously, my first example of seeing that transition change was I grew up in Slough.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, hold tight, H town,
hot out slab.
H town. That is H town of what I would say UK. Bears and bad ones over there. But to be fair, when I first moved there was hardly no one. It was one of them ones I actually get excited when I first meet another Zimbabwean person. Like, what?
When you see some
Ah,
they would vote.
oh, yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? You get excited, gassed, super gassed. Because my area was predominantly Caribbean and Asians.
Yeah,
Asians. So my
so
first place to live was a place called Chalvi. You know Chalvi, hold tight Chalvi. All my Asian brothers up there. My first love was in Afisa, bro. What are you
what's it?
talking about? Yeah, I know. You know childhood things. Yeah, Nafisa. I never forget because you got to remember that's what I was surrounded by. Do you know what I mean? That's what I saw the most. Then later on, as you get older, obviously you get out a bit more. You come out
Yeah,
of your
start
own area that you live. So
you
that was
start. Yeah, you pretty much
yeah.
start.
Plus, we moved out of the area eventually. But going back to this, what was the topic again? Babe, man's doing a lot of segue after
You
segue.
do. We're doing side quests right now. No, well, we're talking about alcohol industry, but I think back in the day,
Yeah,
us. I want to touch on this a little bit. It's it's the speed of the fashion industry now. I feel like back in our day, it was very slow. We had little woods. You know,
yeah.
if you wanted something,
Catalogs.
you had to Littlewood catalog.
Eish.
Then remember, you had to be good for that week, right? Just to know to make sure you
Yeah,
were getting that
that was
item.
mate. That was fun and torture at the same time because you knew most of the time you were never going to get these things,
I know.
but in your mind you're
Y-
there circling every time. You're circling weekly. Do you know what I mean? But realistically, you knew deep down
Nah.
the chances of getting this item were very slim, very very slim. So it was good character building, I would say, good character building because obviously I feel like I overcompensate with my kids sometimes, like just get them stuff.
Yeah.
They've got too many toys, bro. But then the toys are cheaper as well. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I feel like toys are cheaper because the good toys back in the day, all you could find them as Littlewoods, Argos,
Yeah.
the big
Argos,
Argos
of course.
catalog.
Yeah.
That's where all the good. Cause do you know how long I wanted that big pool? That if you know the pool, everyone
Yeah.
where the like Argos catalog, yeah, knows about this pool that I'm talking about. That big blue one. It's
Yeah.
got the little steps on the side, and it has to look like yeah. I want that
One day.
one day. Sometimes you'd get a bit of hope, like your parents would gas you. Do you know what
I
I
know
mean?
though.
You'd
I know.
actually look at it.
You see
You'd
them.
get a bit of hope.
Yeah, you see them
Yeah.
pick the catalog up. You see them have a look, and you're there just staring, smiling.
Bro,
You're thinking,
sometimes
"This is
Marsh and
it.
Argos don't even give
This
you the
is
catalog.
it."
They don't even give you the catalog. Oh, there you go. You can take the Switch, and you're thinking, oh, there's a chance here,
There's,
opportunity.
I,
I wanna get something.
bro,
I wanna get
I
something.
remember for me, it was mainly there was no way I was looking at that catalog like random times. It was
Yeah,
mainly
yeah, yeah.
my birthday. You get handed to
Yeah,
me.
when the chances are
Yeah,
higher that you're gonna get
Christmas.
one.
It was like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah, circle what you need. But any
yeah,
other
yeah,
day,
yeah,
like if it's just random day, there's no way I was
yeah.
picking that up and be like, I want this.
But the worst part, I felt like I was easy as a kid because I was more like a sports kid. So all the stuff I
Yeah,
wanted to do, there weren't things that were going to be expensive in the long run. Like let's say you get me a football, the
yeah,
ball
you're
can
gonna.
last me till until I it's up to me to lose it for me to stop playing football. But I remember I used to keep my balls nice. Things like roller skates, skateboard. That was more my thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
same.
mean?
Yeah,
Active toys.
I,
Whereas,
I had a
sorry.
skateboarding era.
Mm,
I was mad. I, I, I remember I ended up breaking my wrist. A
mm.
splash in Stockton,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
bro,
That's the character building. That's the character building.
bro.
Oh, by them stairs where you lot playing. That's what the
Yeah,
skate used to be.
yeah.
I
Them
remember.
stairs,
I remember. I
bro. I remember
remember.
getting too confident. I broke my wrist. I thought to myself, maybe this is not for me. Like,
Yeah,
tried it. Maybe this is not for me. Then I moved on to, I think it was PlayStation.
yeah, 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 yeah.
What was your? Were you Sega? Did you play on Sega?
Sega Dreamcast
Yeah.
was the first one I played, but that wasn't even my mate. Again from Slough, hold tight Keith. You ever see this? He was one that had the Sega Dreamcast. I had a PS1, which I broke very early on the first one. Got it from a car
Mm.
boot sale. So I don't know if it was me. But yeah, he had a Dreamcast. We used to mash that up like every weekend, every day. Trying to think what's the game? So all there was Sonic on it.
Yeah, Sonic was sick on set. Yeah,
Driver.
yeah.
Driver. What else was there as well? I can't
I
remember.
remember I played Mortal Kombat on that as
Were you
well.
PS1? Were you PS1?
No, I was Sega and I think then PS1.
Yeah, then I had the PS1, the big square one.
Yeah,
Then I was after that I moved to this smaller PS1,
the Slims.
the Slims. Then them times I was on FIFA World Cup '98 was my first game, like footy wise.
I think
World
yeah.
Cup '98. Then there was it something steel?
What's it
Remember it was
called?
something steel. I think just Jason. I can't remember, but yeah.
Was it Jason Bourne?
No, Solid Gear. Solid
Oh,
Gear.
Solid Gear.
Solid. It was a
Oh,
Solid Gear.
bro, Solid Gear was
Solid Gear.
sick.
It was elite. Yeah, that was elite. That was elite. And then obviously, trying to think as a driver, I used to love driver. Like I was sick on driver. Gran Turismo,
Yeah, Gran Turismo.
Gran
Yeah,
Turismo. Then
that was a
oh yeah, then
must.
obviously, how can we forget like Rayman,
Oh yeah.
Crash Bandicoot? Do you know what I mean? Them kind of
Also,
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, the classics, the classics.
Remember Tekken and Mortal Kombat,
Tekken,
obviously.
my friend. See Tekken, the amount of real fights that I've had because of Tekken, where you're playing with your mate or your cousin, whatever. Do you know you because you'd have sessions in it most of the time where there'll be
Oh
like
yeah,
six
FW.
or
A
a few other
lot of
cousins.
people.
You're
Yeah.
all queuing up for like a knockout thing. And do you know when you get that last minute knockout and you've lost? Now you're out the combat. The amount of times I used to fight
It
my
was. It
cousins,
was.
mate. Yeah.
It was
Do you know
devastating.
someone sometimes end up in tears. You know, when you get someone who's been getting whooped all day. You're like,
And when another worst part, the man that were behind you,
they're
gassing
laughing.
everything up,
The
gassing it up.
commentary, the
Yeah,
commentary.
I think the commentary hurt more than losing,
There's nothing worse more than you get a bit teary and people are laughing. It makes the tears come out more.
bro.
You can't fight them.
Bro, I know,
You
bro.
can't fight the
Especially Mortal
tears.
Kombat. It got to a point where we were all playing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The the button mashers were the worst.
yeah,
They
yeah,
were the
yeah, yeah. They know the
worst.
combinations as
Then we
well.
had to tell certain man to stop picking the same character because they were just
They've mastered it.
they were too good.
They know the special buttons. Square X, circle X, triangle.
You
Yeah,
just knew you had no
some
chance.
people are different level. But those are the guys that didn't go outside though.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Most of
true.
the time, these are the guys that didn't go outside. So yeah,
I remember
it's
with
been a better.
it was like I was heavy on the obviously the playing games.
Mm.
Then I think I don't know if it was 14 or 15, it was just completely stopped.
Yeah, I that stage because I know what it is. You know what the real answer is?
Yeah.
Girls.
Yeah.
Hit the girls. Lick the
That
girls
completely
hard.
stopped.
Hmm.
Then all of a sudden you just
Yeah, that's what it is. Because obviously, because of sport, I was the same. I was not interested in any of that. I was playing sport, I would get in nighttime. I'm on my PlayStation after homework, of course, just in case my mom's watching.
But so that's just drop that in there.
Yeah. Then, yeah, around 14, 15, that's when I started paying attention to women a lot more, like being a bit more bothered about it. Because before that, I wasn't that bothered to be. Obviously, yeah, obviously you fancied girls, but
It wasn't that like
it
that deep
wasn't
to
that
like stop
deep. It
doing
wasn't
that
that deep. Then,
sports and
yeah,
games and stuff
then
like
the
that.
hormones kick in now. Different story. So yeah, that's why I would say things change. You start going out a bit more, hanging out with
Yeah.
friends. Like you start getting invited to parties,
Do you
things
feel
like
like
that.
do you feel like it's
Parties that doesn't happen a lot more
yeah, I
today
was
as
gonna
well.
say, do you feel like it's kind of that sort of transition is slowed down? Like we're just talking, the
Yeah.
alcohol industry is going down,
Same, same,
people
same,
not socializing
same
more,
category, same
and you
category.
and our kids they don't even have the confidence to be knocking on someone else's door.
Oh my gosh.
So let alone get into that stage where
Whoa.
they're like, no more games.
It's see on the same boat now. Remember, we had to ring. We didn't have mobile phones early.
Nah,
So as
nah.
an example on that outgoing part, let's say there's a girl that you liked. Yeah, you've been chatting on MSN, but now you want to speak to her on the phone. People would ring house phones, innit?
Yeah.
So now Stacey's mum answers the phone. Man had to have the skill set, to code switch it very, very
Oh,
quickly,
it was quick.
very quick. So he's like, yeah, Miss Stevenson. Do you know what I mean? You have to put in the
Yeah,
right twang or your best manners,
you had
your
to put your telephone voice in it.
Sunday church voice. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what you were on over there. Because obviously you have to be careful as well what you were saying because obviously they could hear on the other
Oh
side.
yeah, because they could. They had,
They could hear.
oh,
They could
that's when the
hear.
second
So
line in it.
yeah.
That was
So
some FBI
you had to
stuff.
be, mate. We had to, mate. This was intense training, mate. Intense training. What if these kids wouldn't know about that now? They wouldn't
Code
know about
switching.
that
They
now.
wouldn't know about
Code
that.
switching, learn. That's why it work now, mate. I feel comfortable. I can, when that's needed, that level of professionalism is needed.
Yeah,
I can get into there. You know what I mean? Get into the Oxford Dictionary.
but that's
No
funny
problem.
because I had a conversation with someone about
Yeah.
Ali about his a tattoo artist. Does he
Yeah.
ever feel like because he sees different clients, does he code switch? Then he was saying, yeah, there's some element to it where it's like code
Yeah.
switching. But I feel like with me, especially the jobs where, oh, the amount of times we can go
Yeah.
from, and again, it's like that time you rang me when I was at work, I was like, yo, what, blah, blah, blah. Straight off the phone, I was like, yeah, how was it?
Yeah.
The KPIs and the graph
Nah,
charts.
you know what? It's needed. It's
Yeah,
part of life. It's part of life because you gotta match people's energy,
yeah, that's
especially
true.
especially in customer service or anywhere where you have to speak to a different lot of people. It's code switching as part of life. Because I think most people don't even realize they do it. I think everyone does it to a certain extent.
Yeah,
You could think of it as a parent as well. You do have to do that to a certain extent. I mean, you're still being yourself,
but it's
but
just,
it's
yeah,
like being selective. Like an example, the tone of voice to use when you're giving instructions, especially like obviously my boys play football, so sometimes when I'm telling them, like giving them tips, I need to make sure I'm not speaking to him as a coach,
yeah,
but speaking to him as a father, like giving, because I coach him as well, but just to give him confidence, not shouting, just using the right tone, like make sure that when he receives that message, he receives it
yeah,
positively.
yeah, rather
It's the
than,
same thing
yeah,
at work. Like I've had it before where I've answered the phone or spoke to someone on the phone, right? And they might realize over the phone that I'm black due to my voice. And when they meet me in person, it's like, oh, you're not so bad. And you're thinking,
excuse me.
you're thinking, so where's this come from? Do you know what I mean? Like, but it is one of those things where because of those experiences, you do learn to code switch now to
Yeah,
sound.
no,
I'm not trying to sound less myself, but just speak on a sort of like a neutral level where you can't put me in a box kind of thing to say, oh yeah, you sound like this, so
yeah.
therefore you must be this type of person.
Yeah, because
So,
we were saying like conversation we had like with Ali,
mm,
we were saying like, yeah, you're pretty much having to code switch
yeah,
to again, you're not changing yourself, but it's an element of survival
hmm
and there's an element of trying to make people comfortable,
at the same time, yeah,
but without losing yourself because
yeah,
if you're too less of yourself, let's be honest, remove some of
yeah.
your
Now you
blackness.
lose, you
Yeah,
lose.
remove some of your blackness
But
just to make
but
other
sometimes
people comfortable.
that's part of what makes you you and what your strength is, whether it's creativity,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it, it's part of you. So I mean, you do it. People do it all the time though. Like, and I know on social media you see people call it like the white thing. Do you know when people see each other in the lift? Yeah, when the
Oh
lift's
yeah,
and, yeah, and you do
the little nod.
the little nod and smile. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
awkward. I'd rather you not do it. Really, to be fair, just look down and keep your mind business.
Now
You know,
I even feel like when I'm walking past someone in the
you've
street,
got to do it.
that smile, that
I did that once,
why you
just
did
for
the
fun.
smile back?
Nah. So what I did was like on a stereotypical level. So I seen someone right from far. So I done that thing, when you clench your pockets
Yeah,
and across the road.
like
Across the road, no, across the road, like to
you crossed the road.
across the
Oh
road.
my
That's
god,
just for buns.
man's
I'm,
creating.
I'm I'm a bit like that sometimes. I'll do things like that for fun,
Look, don't let them know your
I'll
next
create,
move.
yeah,
Man, no, the funny part,
I'm the king of awkward.
you spun it, you spun it on him
I
because
spun the block, mate.
he's going to
Spun
be
the block.
thinking to himself, what
Mm.
just happened there?
Yes, exactly. I'm like, because I could see from far he was gonna pull that move on me. So I thought, you know what? Let me pull it on him
Man
first.
did a reverse
Reverse
Uno,
row Uno. Do you know what I mean? Let me do it to you. See how you feel. Yeah, you could
Yo,
tell. You could tell the geezer wasn't sure what to do with
bro, I
himself.
might start doing that. Just get a little bit uncomfortable around
Yeah.
people.
Or do you know them ones where you can see someone staring at you from far, but
Yeah,
they're looking at you suspiciously or something. And
start looking
so
at
what
them
I do,
suspicious.
I give you the deepest eye contact, like straight into your soul. Like since we're looking at each other,
Let's
let's
go.
really go for it. And they go red, start looking away straight away, like they don't know what to do. Like, do you know what I mean? And I enjoy it personally. I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's mad. I think one of the wildest things I've ever heard was, "You sound just like us." Bro, I was just like,
Yeah,
let me leave that there.
you know what? In so many circumstances, it's so easy to choose violence. Do you know
I
what I
know,
mean?
but
But you just have to calm yourself
that is
and
growth.
think yeah, and think and because you have to assess situations very early with these things. Yeah, and if you're not someone who can do that, like judge the situation, you're gonna get up in a lot of trouble most of the time
True.
because you have to assess and think, okay, if I act like this right now, who's the most likely to get into issues here? Let's say it gets sticky and police have to come over.
No,
It,
that is a good point.
do you know what I mean? So it's like you have to pick your battles. Some fights aren't worth it.
And do you
Fights
ever
aren't worth
think, on top of that, do you ever think,
it.
like, when you're in certain situations, judging by, like you say, judging the scenario,
Mm.
do you ever think your actions you're seen as the representative of Zimbabweans or the black community? So you kind of have to
In certain
hold
spaces,
yourself to the most
yeah,
up.
yeah. In certain spaces, yeah. Especially like, I mean, I'll be honest. I've been fortunate enough to have decent jobs in reputable companies or organizations, if you like. So because of that, and especially if you work in spaces where those people, like you mentioned, from our fellow country people,
Yeah,
know your work, that I feel you do have to hold yourself and represent a bit better because you don't want to paint a bad picture. Like if you have one bad thing that happens to you whilst you're in those spaces,
yeah,
now all of a sudden that stigma is might get generalized to any other person from the similar background.
yeah. So if you're
You've
all,
ruined it. You've ruined it for the next
yeah,
person
it
now.
might be like,
Do you know what I mean?
oh, that's what they're like.
Yeah, and mate, you see it on Facebook every time.
Oh yeah,
Like
the posts,
the
like,
post. Let's say especially when they post like something about a criminal. Yeah, let it be a person of color, and you know for a fact it's gonna
it's gonna
say
hurt.
usual suspects.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's funny, same color again. Oh yeah, it's always a brown lot. These kind of comments
Then you'd be like, oh,
is
deport,
quickly
and yeah,
generalize it.
it's quick.
Yeah,
It's very
deport. They're very very quick to put a stigma to it and generalize it as if like crime is only associated with one
with that
race.
color.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And obviously education is lacking in some areas, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Mm.
it's tough because my next question was going to be like, if do you feel like it's someone commits a crime, it's obviously painted bad, like, but yeah, no, it is really
Nah,
tough
it
out there.
is. It is.
Because even with my job, I feel like
Mm,
I've been again with the NHS in certain scenarios where you have to let things go,
mm.
not because you can't stand up for yourself, but because of
Y-
how you might be,
Yeah,
how you might react. Let's say someone
you don't play to the card. Let's say as an example, the aggressive black man. Do
exactly,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? See what I did there? Tone, the change
yeah,
of
the
tone.
tone, yeah,
The aggressive. Yeah, that's basically how you want to approach it.
yeah,
Because if you start doing that whole thing, like what? yo,
Yeah,
ma-
yeah, you're done.
oh, you're
You're done.
finished, bro.
You're done. When that tribunal
Mate,
tribunal takes place, you're done.
mate, Susan is going to cook you,
Yeah, I
cook
was
you.
fearing for my life. He was
Yeah,
shouting.
yeah.
I thought I was going
Because
to
it doesn't
die.
in that situation. It doesn't matter how valid your point
It doesn't
was.
matter.
Yeah, you could have been right 200%. The moment you start doing that, you've just played up to the gallery, mate. You're
Yeah,
done.
you've
You're
lost.
cooked. You've lost before you even started.
You've lost.
So yeah, I mean, I've had those situations in certain jobs whereby this company I used to work for before, as a worked as a tutor, like one of my early jobs. So people like it was for functional skills. So those people haven't got like their GCSEs.
Yeah,
It's
don't.
basically a quick fix. Do functional skills, get your level two, equivalent to two GCSEs in maths, English, and IT, right? So this lady, she had her son working in the spot at the time, and they never used to do anything. Like I would go to the office, they're on Jet 2. Do you know what I mean?
Well, just planning next holiday.
Jet 2, mate. Before Jess Glynn. This is Jet 2 before the Jess
Before.
Glynn remix. Yeah, yeah. They're doing whatever they're doing. And I'm thinking, I'm grafting here. Like, I'm doing the lesson plans, right? I'm doing the marking, everything. So I was doing things in the same way that she had trained me. And sometimes I'd notice within like the remit of the job that she did,
Yeah,
some of the things she was doing, they were wrong. Like the way she was assessing certain work. So I'd always question it. So one time something came back wrong because we'd send it obviously to the exam board.
yeah.
So they've done like
To
the
vet it.
quality of this, mate. This is terrible. Like who's done this? And it was her that done it for some reason because she had a good friendship with the director, right? She blamed it on me,
Oh,
and knowing that it wasn't me. So where this is where I was dumb. I've gone to her confront her. I'm not confront, but I've just approached her nicely, speaking like in a nice
yeah.
tone. Um, let's just call her Gabby for now. Yeah, or Stacy, whatever. Go on, Stace. Why is it that you've told the director this to say that it was my fault when that had nothing to do with me? She's like, oh no, no, I wouldn't do that. Nah, really? Are you sure they said that?
Wouldn't do that.
Nah. Next thing, bro, I get a phone call an hour later. I've had a call that you went and confronted her aggressive.
Yo,
Mate, I was speechless. You know when you start feeling like your throat going dry instantly?
yeah,
Do you know what I mean here?
bro. You should have worn a wire, bro.
Mate, I was not expecting
I
this.
know.
I'm not expecting this. And at this stage, I'm just thinking I've spoke to my colleague nicely. Like, why would you do this? She's like,
No,
no, I
they'll
wouldn't
flip it
do
on
that.
you.
Then she just flipped it on me. Do you know what? I didn't even wait for their decision for whatever they were gonna do, but I just walked out. I remember I actually had like a lesson plan in my hands. Just slammed it on the floor, got my bag,
Shit. See
told them to
that's
told them where to go basically, and I just walked out because I knew how that was gonna go already from how the process. There was no process there.
nah. But
Do you know what I mean?
she's already saying one thing.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. So it's one of those where I just left it. It is what it is. But then I think people should do better in those situations and sort of react in the right way. And what I mean by that is follow the process.
bro.
If they haven't followed the HR process, then by all means, put up a grievancy. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? I think
I was gonna
I
say
commend people to do that
no,
more.
no, no. I was gonna
Mm,
say I've always went the grievance route
mm,
only because from hearing people's experiences,
yeah.
I've always went. There's been situations where I've been told someone's done this, someone said
Mm,
so and so. I don't say anything to them,
mm,
but I go straight to management,
mm-hmm,
then say this is what's been said, put it in
mm-hmm,
a nice little email and
mm-hmm.
send it off.
Yep.
Even recently,
Yeah.
I've had to do that.
Yeah. Now you got to.
Someone's saying something,
Mm.
but instead of confronting them, I was like, no, I'll
Nah.
put it in the grievance so
Don't
it can be
confront.
done in
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
right manner. Because if
Yeah.
I confront them,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now
I'm done.
those days are gone. Especially like now more than ever, where you can confront people. Do you know what I mean? Someone will blame to say like you're giving me bad mental health. You're giving me anxiety
Oh, I
because of
know.
you. Do you know what I
I've
mean?
got a
Like,
2 weeks
oh,
sick
that's a
notice
good one that
because of
people
Francis.
use.
Six.
Oh yeah, they'll be mate. They'll be muggle off.
I
Do you know
know.
what I mean?
Oh, I know.
Benadorm. Yeah.
You saying even as management, you can't even say certain things, right? Because they're gonna take 2 weeks off.
uh, what a funny world we live in now.
Have you,
Funny
since you
world.
said you've grew up in different places, have
Mm-hmm.
you ever been, obviously, been early days, your early days,
Mm.
have you ever been grouped with another? black kid because yous were the firsts.
Yeah, yeah. It's only when I look at it now, like, do you know, or as you start growing up, you do have flashbacks sometimes where you think,
Yeah.
oh yeah, because I feel in those early years, sometimes you can't comprehend certain situations. You're
No.
just a kid, you're very innocent and naive, so you don't look at it like that. But as you get older, obviously, because this has happened before, you start seeing the patterns,
Yeah.
start seeing the patterns and the trends. Like, I remember there was this role before I went to interview for, and it was a group interview, and then whilst we're there. And it happened on many occasions where they would say, "Can you get yourselves into teams or groups for this exercise?" You know,
Yeah.
those where they give you an exercise to review how you act around other people. Do you know what I mean? So they can
Yeah.
observe you, whether you've got good communication, teamwork, etc. So we're doing one of those things. Then all of a sudden, I just found myself with a black person every time, or not necessarily black, but whoever the other person of color is in the room at that moment
You just automatically being.
automatically sort of, and it wasn't out of our own choosing, it just happened automatically, like we were the only ones left.
Mm.
Either the people would put us in a group like that, or
Other
through
people
through
choose their
through
own
natural
group.
selection, if you like.
Yeah.
People choose their own groups, then you're left minorities by yourselves, because that's what people do from kids. They go with what they're familiar and comfortable to. So
Yeah.
I noticed that early, especially like I said, when I first went to that school down south in Slough. um it was there was only two of us in our year group. So this Jamaican youth called Omari. Big up Omari.
Big up.
Big up Omari. He was my first inspiration for me to get dreadlocks as well. Trust me, I came fresh, yeah, off the boat. And I still had I mean, obviously I've got a Zim accent, but I'm talking these times I've
Yeah.
got this
Strongest.
strongest. It's
Yeah.
there. It's there. I remember like my first experience. I mean, I've gone to a kid that told me to F off, basically, use the F word,
Yeah.
which is what you're supposed to say to your teacher. Now, what did I do? I went straight to the teacher. That boy over there said, bleep, bleep,
Oh, yo.
like exactly how it was said, bro, with the accent as well. He said it. No, you said it. You know what I mean? And I was confident. And you know what's funny as well? How quick that accent diluted.
Oh, I know. That's another thing.
Oh,
It's
mate,
like,
I was doing the innits.
like
Innits. 3 months,
the,
6 months after that,
the T's are gone. You're
I
not saying
was an
water.
in it kid.
Water in it.
Mate. I think my Zim twang has only started coming back now as I've got older, because there's more opportunity to speak Shona with
But
people.
yeah,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
before there
yeah.
wasn't. I
There
must be
wasn't.
honest, there
There
was.
wasn't. There wasn't at all. There wasn't at all. So that I enjoy that now. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
Do you feel like when you go back home,
Mm.
obviously if your Zim accent didn't come back, do you feel like there was more pressure for you to prove your Zimness when you
Yeah,
were
because
back home?
recently I went with like 2, 3 months back. It was during my grandma's funeral. God bless her.
God
Grandma,
bless.
during my grandmother's funeral, I'm the the main representative of the grandchildren at this stage. Then I had to do a speech, right? And people are looking, because I mean, I've been back a few times, quite a few times, but there were some people that I've never seen when I go back, because these are people who just have no contact with, or
Yeah.
didn't have contact with my mum. But the main people, anyway, I always talk to them. So I've gone back. So some people were thinking, is this guy gonna be able to speak? Like, and you could tell when I started speaking
You
in
know,
Shona
just getting
fluently. Some
ready.
of them were
Yeah.
shocked to say, "What? This guy's been away from this country for like this,
Like
25,
yeah.
26 years. Do you know what I mean?
Let's
Away,
see how
away.
it does.
Let's say it does." And then I went in. I went in. I went in cold. Because one thing my mum always did was she always made sure, like, when we're inside the house, we spoke Shona all the time. Wasn't one of them ones, because I remember moving to England early, like especially in the like 99, 2000, between them
2000s.
times.
Yeah.
Some kids would come like for a few months. Yeah, bearing in mind we've already been here, and some kids after 3 months tell their parents, "I can't speak Shona," and I'm thinking, like,
No, it happens. It happens.
my mom is a, like, their totem is a Shava or Chiera. Yeah, for anyone that knows. But there was no chance that was happening in my household, bruv. No way she was allowing that to happen. What? You can't speak? What? Nah, she was very tight. But at the time as well, I thought it was a bit uncool. But now that I'm older, I realize that, oh shit,
Yeah, did you
yeah, it,
saying that? Did you feel like new environment you were in was
mm.
starting to make it uncool to speak your own language? Because I'll give you
Yeah and
my
no,
view because
yeah,
I came obviously 2000s 1999.
mm.
But the problem with us was the school we went to
Yeah,
didn't like you speaking Shona.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know for whatever reason. I don't know if you went to one of them schools where you were only allowed to speak English.
yeah,
Um, then coming to England,
yeah.
then carrying that on again. But then I felt like there was not as many Zimbabweans, so it was starting to get
Yeah, I
diluted.
mean, with the school I went to, like me and my cousins went to a similar school. Yeah, uh, there was a few white kids there, and a few. It was a very mixed race area. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? You're talking about Zimness, is right?
yeah,
The school I went to. Yeah, so I mean, most people spoke English when we were in school because that was the cool thing to do. Then obviously you come here, and what helped me was like, especially when you live down south, it's very multicultural. So you've got other kids from different backgrounds. They're speaking like
different languages and
languages. So it did,
proudly as well.
yeah. So
Yeah,
from that point of view, it didn't make me feel like it was uncool. So, but I know some people did because this is me as a person because it was made comfortable for me in my
see,
household.
you're lucky,
But other people were claiming to be Jamaicans out there, especially
bro.
back then, because you got to remember this is down south. So most people who are African were
Well,
claiming to be
Jamaican,
Jamaican,
yeah,
yeah, because that was seen as the cool thing. Because you got to remember, this is like garage days. You know, I mean, you got So Solid Crew, all them on
yeah.
the Caribbean, and so many of the people they were all Caribbean.
I think
You know what I mean?
I
So,
swear to this day, some people
mm,
are still claiming Jamaica. But no, just to carry on from that.
mate, I know Zimbabweans will claim to be South African, mate. Till
Oh,
this day,
I
this is
know.
what
It's
2026, and you're still doing
it
this
doesn't make
nonsense.
sense.
We know you lot,
Just
yeah.
claim where you're from. Like, no, it doesn't make sense because, especially, I feel like yours was different to mine because
Yeah,
you had different cultures, different languages. Where when
yeah,
we were just straight to Middlesbrough,
yeah,
and we were
yeah,
like the first of many. Bro, I tell you this: being the first of first is not a good thing because you're having to. It's like taking them lashings in slavery.
yeah,
You're taking all that pain, making it easier for the next people to come.
yeah.
So one, it was like,
But to be fair, even when by the time I moved to Middlesbrough, because I came to Borough like late, well, mid 2000s, let's say. And even then, there wasn't a lot of
no, it
us.
was
When I
still
say us, I'm
see,
just talking about black people.
yeah,
Never
there
mind
wasn't,
Zimbabweans,
yeah,
just
it was
black
zilch.
people. Like I remember, we'd walk through town. There would be cliques of us, but that was it. That's all we had. Because I remember the first time I seen you lot. You lot were young actually. The first time I see you lot, you lot were kids. Yeah, you lot were
You were a
youths.
kid as well.
No, but you got to remember the the difference. Yeah, when we're like 14,
Oh yeah, true. You see,
there's a clear disparity
yeah,
between someone who's 12 or 10. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? So you
that's
lot look
true.
younger. Because the people I actually see the most was your older brother, uh, Andrew, as an example. That's who I was seeing because they were the next stage for us
Yeah,
in terms of so. Yeah, it was an interesting time. But I'll never forget though the people code switching to different countries.
yo, that's
I don't
long.
even know what to call that code switching, but
That is long.
mm,
Are you teaching your kids,
that's
Sean?
close to treason.
I know,
Very close to
especially
treason.
what's happening. Man's claiming South Africa
Do you know
when
what I
South
mean?
Africans do,
They
but
were doing their own xenophobia before South Africans
you
started
know,
doing it.
it's like
Uh,
now South Africans don't even want. Let's not even get into it.
this yeah, let's not even get to that
But
one.
anyway,
That's not for us.
are you teaching your kids Shauna then?
Yeah, but I feel like I didn't do a better job because I'm not consistent, so they're not going to be consistent either. That's why I feel the issue is. Whereas I'm more consistent with it. Let's say, for an example, the same consistency I keep with them in terms of taking them to football training and
Yeah,
what other activities, the never-ending ones. If I had the same consistency with teaching them that, I think they'll be. They can hear me though.
but
They
just
can hear me. It's just them having the confidence to say it back now because they're uncertain with certain words, which I relate to because it's like me and Debele.
can you hear it?
I can hear it even when people are talking about me. I can hear them, I just can't say back what I would love to say to them because I'm not confident in their pronunciations.
Because they'll flame you on the spot.
Oh my gosh, you will never, you don't want that. So I can respond. They can speak to me. I'll respond back in English or Shona, whichever they can hear. So yeah.
It's hard,
Are you doing it?
bro. Like I said, the time, like
Mm.
it's hard because you're so focused on 10 different
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Now
And
you're starting to think, do I get a Zim tutor to teach him Zim? It would have been easy if they're doing a stint in Zim, couple years. The
yeah.
showing is sticked, then you can bring it out of Zim
Because
and come to
my little
UK.
brother done a stint just less than a year. Well, because it was during COVID, so
Yeah.
he just went anywhere. The schools weren't open. He ended up going to school there for a year, really. But he came back with fluent Shona. He could
See,
speak
that's what I
Shona.
mean.
He could speak it and hear it, but because he was in a situation where he had to
Had
speak
to,
it,
yeah.
picked it up straight away. But I think for us, all we need to do is just speak to them constantly. Like it's not like teaching in the sense of like what they do in academia, where like you're
Yes.
reading a
This
book.
just speak like
Just
English. You know,
verbal,
like English, like we've done
yeah.
same thing.
Just give them simple instructions. Then if they don't know, tell them what it is in English. You know what I mean? Like my kids know the basics of sit down, go get me this, hi, hello, and a few other like
Yeah,
another
my
few other
kids haven't even
verbs.
reached there yet.
That's about it. Yeah, but they're the perfect age though
I
now.
know. I need to. I need to.
They're the perfect age where they soak everything up now. So if you start them now, you'd be surprised within a year or two, they'll pick it up very
Yeah,
quick, very quick. It's when you start later, I think that
it's
that is a
going to be
bit
more
tougher.
difficult
Yeah,
for
it's a
them.
bit tougher then. But yeah,
But I feel like no, I need to. I might, I need to practice myself. I don't even know how to read Shona. I can speak it.
yeah,
Reading and writing, I
yeah.
struggle.
Reading, I'm fine. The writing part, when I say I struggle, I mean in terms of punctuality and
Yeah,
grammar.
yeah,
So
because
I can
that's
write
gone
the word. So there's some words where I can spell them, but I'm like, are these two words
together or
together or
separate.
is it
Yeah,
separate?
yeah, that's me.
That's where I struggle. Do you know what I mean? But I think once I've sussed that out, because obviously we didn't do it like
Yeah, we did.
academic.
Yeah, we didn't.
We did like low level, like literally just barely learned to spell in Sean and then
Then
cut,
left.
zoop,
Yeah,
done. So the fact that we're able to speak, I feel that needs commending, but in its own right as well.
yeah, but some people still, people still gonna judge. People still gonna think that you're pretending that you can't write, but when generally you were literally primary school left, I'd expect someone to be able to write full
Yeah.
dissertations in Shona.
It's tough, you know. Shona is hard. Like I think it's harder than English, even for people who've actually learned it their whole. Like I'm talking from
like
low to
to
higher level.
university.
Yeah,
No, it is.
it's still a difficult subject in terms of like the grammar. It's always difficult, very difficult. But all we can do is encourage it. I mean, if you got to think of it, we learned to speak French, during GCSEs
That's
and
true.
Spanish
In
and German.
Spanish,
So it's doable. It's just how much effort you want to put into it as well. So yeah, here we go.
but yeah, yeah, it's tough.
Because obviously you've got twins, right?
Yeah,
So do they say a lot of things the same? Are they quite similar? Like because obviously there's this myths like they're sort of in sync. So
no,
I'm just thinking from a learning point of view. I'm just wondering what that looks like.
they're both. One speaks totally different to the other.
Okay,
One
okay.
speaks like it's on site, like she's beefing you, and the other one
Yeah.
talks like she's being raised down south.
Eloquently.
The posh area. Like I'm like, what is going on here?
One is Bridgerton,
Yeah,
the other one
as adulthood,
It's Brixton
Brixton.
at
Yeah,
nighttime.
no, it's true. That's what it's like. I don't even know how that's happened. They watch the same thing, same
Yeah.
cartoon, same everything.
Mm.
But no, they're um, completely different.
There's another thing as well. Do you know in terms of accents, speaking about language,
Yeah,
especially, do you know like obviously because our parents never got rid of their accents.
yeah.
Growing up, let's say if there were circumstances where you're out with them in public and you're speaking to the locals, like did you have to do a bit of translation? Because do you know what I mean? Because obviously the English, as an example, like my mum lives in Manchester, all
Yeah.
right, and the Manc accent sometimes they speak a bit fast.
Oh, yeah,
Do you know what
yeah,
I mean? So, for an example, she'll be speaking to my little brother, right? Let's say it's in English as well for starters. I've been in the house sometimes where I'm translating to my mum
Yeah.
because now he's not speaking at a normal speed. He's speaking
Like,
like
yeah.
how these kids speak. No, yeah. Like they've got this slang mixed in as well, which is a bit confusing. So
No, I remember
do
that
you get
used
what
to
I mean?
happen a lot early days, bro. I swear, early days,
Yeah, yeah.
even at the shops, we'd be speaking, some asking for directions
But
or
the accent,
where's
it's
this?
the accent that catches them off guard.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was then I'm
yeah.
having to say, oh, they said this. No, yeah, it was
Yeah.
hard to keep up.
Because I think they will have faced a lot more trauma in terms of those experiences early on. Because I think back then the stigma would have been if someone's got a funny accent, therefore they're not as articulate as me, they're not
Yeah,
as intelligent, they're not as capable because they speak English. Because I think that's what people used to think. Oh, they're dumb.
yeah,
They're
no, they did,
foreign.
they
You know
did.
what I mean? So I think when in fact it's the total opposite. We know our parents are very educated
Yeah,
people,
we,
especially with the standard of education back home. You know this. I mean, especially when I go, I mean, I could be anyone's Zim, and I think the majority of people can speak English. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
The standard of education is really,
it's really high, but
and then I'm not talking about just basic, and I'm talking about good vocabulary.
yeah,
You know, so
no, it's really
which
high.
you have to
But
pick
like you
out.
said,
Mm,
when our parents come here,
mm,
even to this day, when people talk of Africa, never mind South Africa, they
mm.
just picture Lion King. That's it.
Yeah,
They're not thinking cities,
yeah,
education,
yeah.
universities,
That's one of the positives.
institutions. Yeah, you know,
To segue from that, social media. That's one of the positives I would say social media has brought in terms of it's made the world a lot smaller in
it
terms of you can
has.
see what's happening around us. So even like with my partner, like she hasn't been to Zimbabwe yet, but now thanks to social media, she's able to see what it's really like.
Yeah,
And sometimes, especially these days, in the case of other British people who have
who have migrated?
who've
Yeah, to
migrated,
Zimbabwe. Yeah,
so she's like, you know what, it's actually lovely. It goes back to again, you're not bad after all. You know what I mean? It's that
no,
similar kind of concept.
no,
When
that is
people are
true.
educated and understand, their views change all the
And you
time.
can then start
Yeah,
having proper conversations rather
yeah,
than ones where they assume that, like you were
hmm
saying, you're not intelligent,
yeah.
you're not
Because
educated.
listen, I've got friends from different vacations and backgrounds, right? And in races as well, especially in terms of different races. So to my friends who have never experienced negativity, I'm also going to teach them sometimes and educate them. So it's always using examples. Like, do you know, thankfully they're understanding. But in most cases, it's like you have to educate them
Yeah,
to say because they've never experienced that. So therefore,
they wouldn't understand.
they
They
won't
wouldn't get
understand
it.
it. They wouldn't get what you're coming from. So until you educate them, or unless they're unfortunate to experience it with you,
Yeah,
then they'll get it. So yeah, it always goes back to education, mate. Always goes back to education. Hmm
but well, hey, I think
Yeah,
it's been a good chat.
I know. You know what?
A lot of things to
This is the
unpack.
one time I've had a long conversation without mentioning football.
Bro, if you had mentioned football,
I just thought I'll get it
I'll
in there.
dashed you out.
I'll get it in there whilst we're here. So